Well, joining me live on the broadcast this evening is our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. Well, Wasbir, a massive revelation there by the Manipur DGP on the IED blast. A Myanmar angle now comes to the fore as well. Quite a concerning development. What are your thoughts?
Yes, Aaron, that has been indeed a very, very big revelation by the Manipur DGP, Mr. Doungel, exclusive on Notice Live. Now, the Myanmar angle is very crucial. That's what he said. He said that the situation in Myanmar has put the valley-based insurgents taking shelter in Myanmar territory into a lot of difficulties. Now, let me tell you the situation in Myanmar after the February 2021 coup. There has been a crackdown on all those who have been opposing the military junta. Now, only yesterday, Tom Andrews, the UN Special Rapporteur on the human rights situation in Myanmar, he said that the military junta in Myanmar had already killed 2,000 people. They have arrested 14,000 others. And in this conflict between the opponents and supporters of the junta, about 700,000, that is 7 lakh people have been displaced. This has resulted in a huge economic and humanitarian crisis in Myanmar. So the impact of this has fallen on the valley-based insurgents from the Manipur Valley who are taking shelter and operating from Myanmar territory. Now, what Mr. Doungel has said is very, very significant. He said that the rebels, the valley-based rebels, are outsourcing people. So that is one of the big revelations. In fact, the valley-based rebels must be hiring criminal elements and drug addicts and others to create terror so that they can extort money from the valley-based businessmen and other people, including perhaps politicians and officials. Now, this is the terror tactic supposed to have been adopted by the rebels to create terror and then come up with extortion demands. So, the DGP basically saying that the situation in Myanmar, it has definitely given a new twist to the spurt in insurgent activities, or for that matter, bomb blasts in Manipur. Now what he has also said is significant, that the rebels are hard pressed for cash, that they are cash strapped. So that is one of the reasons. They're cash trapped, their movements have been curtailed, they cannot move in and out as freely as they used to do. So these are some of the reasons why the valley-based insurgents are pushed to the wall, and therefore they are hiring mercenaries, if I may use the word, or criminal elements, or even drug addicts to carry out terrorist activities like IED blasts in Imphal, basically to create a sense of terror and then come up with extortion demands. That is the general feeling. Aaron.
All right, well, we also have Sharad with us, Wasbir. He's the one who brought us the story. He's right here.
Absolutely. We have our Manipur Bureau Chief, Sarat Chandra, joining me live from Imphal. Sarat, you brought us the exclusive conversation with the Manipur DGP, Doungel. Now, the sense is that, let us go back to the fencing issue. Do you think the United Committee Manipur, they are opposing the border fence? There has been some kind of a truce. The protests have been called off. Now, the Indo-Myanmar border, as we all know, is porous. Do you think lack of a fence, since the fence is not there, do you think there is easy cross-border supply of weaponry as well as movement of people?
Well, Wasbir, you see, so far as this Indo-Myanmar border is concerned, this is porous from the beginning, but still it is porous. But the militancy movement, the reduced to this militancy movement is not by the fencing, but it is due to the huge deployment of the security forces like Assam Rifles. Assam Rifles is they are taking part in the counter-insurgency. At the same time, the Assam Rifle is the force. They are manning the border. So, heavy deployment of the Assam Rifles forces that has reduced the militant movement. Their militant movement along the Indo-Myanmar border is now almost bring down up to very large extent. So far as the border fencing is concerned, the UCM taking up these issues is yes.
Right.
There's a lot of border dispute created by the shifting of this border pillar.
Okay,
that is
Sarat,
the reason UCM want to stop the President ongoing fencing.
Yes, you're absolutely right there, Sarat. But you know, the DGP is saying that the valley-based rebels who are in a difficult situation in Myanmar, they are hiring or outsourcing people. How is the mood? I mean, that is a very serious allegation, because they are people who are familiar with the city, they live in the city, they are being hired by the rebels. That's a very alarming situation.
Yes, earlier many of the outfit operating in the state, they carried out many like antisocial elements operation by their own cadre. But now UCs are having a double impact. That is another impact is this chaos unrest situation in the Myanmar, and again the heavy deployment of the security forces which bring down the militancy movement. That is the only reason militant this UC outfit, they are outsourcing to carry out the antisocial elements, taking advantage of the people who are in need of money.
Absolutely. You see, generally in an insurgency situation, the intelligence agencies as well as the state police or the local police, they have the names and they have the photographs, they know who the cadres of rebel groups are. But it is very difficult when you are just hiring some local people, because these are absolutely unmarked people. Nobody is trailing them, so it is very difficult to control if a local person involves in planting an IED, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You see, earlier when UC cadres carried out any kind of antisocial activities, then it is very easy to just track down. And also now you see the modus operandi of such a operation now. That UC elements outsourcing the local people who are in need of money. That is the reason this P Doungel he stated that. It may take little time, but no doubt the state police forces will nail down such activities.
Absolutely. Our Chief of Bureau, Sarat Chandra there, thank you very much for joining me on the program. Now, it's indeed a very difficult situation for the police also, because they are not aware, they don't have a list of the people who are being hired by the rebel group. So it is extremely difficult to trail or track them. Now that will take some time. That's what the DGP Doungel has said. It will take some time, because this is a new strategy, new modus operandi being used by the rebels for the first time in Manipur. Of course, the situation in Myanmar may continue to push those rebels on the wall, forcing them to indulge in desperate acts as blasting IEDs to create terror and then perhaps start extortion from the state.